You're 22, standing outside a glass tower at 5:47 a.m. in a pressed white shirt that cost you 3 months of savings. The building has 42 floors, and you're going to the fourth. The fourth is where they keep the new people. 2 decades from now, you'll sign a bonus confirmation that puts your total package above $312,000. Between that moment and this pavement sit 180,000 investment bankers in the UK alone, a system built to extract everything you have, and one word that separates the survivors from the wreckage: conviction. This is every level of investment banking and what it actually costs to climb. Subscribe if you want the ones nobody talks about. Level 1. The Analyst. Your base is $85,000 in New York, $52,000 in London, $230,000 AED in Dubai. The all-in first-year number with bonus is closer to $120,000, and you will earn every dollar of it in the first 90 days alone. The desk they give you is between the printer and the fire exit. The printer jams twice a day. The fire exit alarm goes off once a month. You learn to sleep through both. The tool is a DCF model, discounted cash flow. You build it in Excel, 11 tabs, 4,000 cells, and the senior associate, Marcus, he's been here 4 years, he has the bags under his eyes to prove it, sends it back at 11:18 p.m. with 2 words in the subject line: start over. You don't email back asking why. You open a new sheet and you start over. The test moment comes at week 6. A pitch book due at 9 a.m. The associate goes home sick at midnight. You have 47 slides, a broken chart on slide 23, and a managing director who reviews decks with a red pen and a contempt he doesn't bother to hide. You fix the chart. You rebuild the formatting from scratch. You send the deck at 8:54 a.m. Marcus walks past at 9:03. He doesn't look at you. He says, "Formatting held." He keeps walking. The hidden cost. Your phone is never off. Not at dinner. Not at your best friend's wedding. Not at 3 a.m. On a Sunday in December, when you have 24 hours of sick leave saved and no will to use it. You are available. That is the job description they forgot to print. Level 2. The Associate. You did 2 years as an analyst, or you came in laterally from an MBA. Either way, the base is now $150,000 in New York, $90,000 in London, $400,000 AED in Dubai. The bonus can double that. On paper, you've arrived. In the room, you are still the youngest person who matters and the oldest person who has to prove it. The tool is a merger model. You build the accretion dilution analysis. Will this deal make the acquirer's earnings per share go up or down on day 1? The numbers have to survive a vice president's review, then a director's, then a managing director's, and finally a client CFO who hasn't slept properly since the term sheet landed. The model has to be right, not almost right, not directionally correct, right. The test comes on a live deal, a $2.3 billion acquisition. The client CEO is in the room, 12 people around a mahogany table, and the model you built is projected on the wall behind the MD's left shoulder. The CEO points at line 47. He says the synergy assumption is wrong. It isn't. You built 3 scenarios. You know exactly which input he's misreading and why. You look at Marcus, VP now, corner seat, the one who told you to start over 3 years ago, and he gives you one nod. You walk the CEO through the sensitivity table, calm as a radiator in January. He recalibrates. The deal moves forward. Marcus catches you in the elevator. He says, "You didn't flinch." Doors close. That's all you get. The hidden cost. You stop having opinions that aren't about markets. You go to a dinner party. Someone asks what you think about the new housing bill. You open your mouth and realize you genuinely don't know. You've been modeling interest rate sensitivity for 6 weeks, and the world outside the model has gone quiet. Level 3. The Vice President. VP base in New York runs $200,000 to $250,000. In London, $130,000 to $160,000. In Dubai, $600,000 to $750,000 AED. Total comp with bonus clears $400,000 in a good year. You are no longer just executing. You are managing. The skill is client management, not financial modeling. The juniors build the models now. Your job is to know which questions the client will ask before they ask them, and to have the answer shaped into a sentence that doesn't make the MD look uninformed. The test. A deal falls apart at 11 p.m. on a Thursday. Not your deal technically. But the director is on a flight to Singapore and the MD is at his daughter's school play and his phone goes to voicemail, and the client's CFO is calling your number because it's the only one that picks up. You keep the CFO on the line for 40 minutes. You don't promise anything you can't deliver. You don't catastrophize. You tell him the deal has structure that survives this, and you will have revised terms on his desk by 7 a.m. You get the revised terms there by 6:48. Marcus is a director now. He emails you at 7:03 a.m. Good instincts. 2 words. It's the warmest thing he's ever said. The hidden cost is the thing nobody puts in the offer letter. You will manage people who are exactly as good as you were at their age, and some of them are better, and you will have to push them the same way Marcus pushed you, and the first time a junior quits because of a comment you made in a review, you will sit in the bathroom for 7 minutes and wonder which version of the job made you into someone who does that. Level 4. The director. Director base, $300,000 to $350,000 in New York, $190,000 to $220,000 in London, $900,000 to $100,000 AED in Dubai. Bonus swings wildly. A good year adds 100%. A bad market year adds nothing, and your contract already priced in the nothing. You originate now, not execute, originate. You are the one who calls the CEO of a mid-cap industrial company on a Tuesday and tells him you've been watching his sector and you have a view. He takes the call. That took 8 years. The tool is relationship capital. You can't model it. You can't put it in a tab. It's the accumulated weight of every deal you didn't blow, every crisis you held together, every 6:48 a.m. email that showed up when it was needed. It's a currency that only compounds. The test is a mandate you spent 9 months cultivating. A cross-border acquisition, $4.7 billion, 2 jurisdictions, 3 regulators, and a competing bank undercuts your fee by 40 basis points at the final pitch. You don't match the fee. You tell the chairman's committee your bank has done 6 transactions in this sector in 4 years, and you know exactly where the regulatory landmines are. The cheaper bank does not. You win the mandate. Marcus, managing director now, the one who told you to start over on night 1, sends you a bottle of wine by courier. No note, just the wine. The hidden cost. Your name is now attached to outcomes you don't fully control. A deal closes badly because of a macro event nobody predicted. The client doesn't call the market. They call you, and for a few months they don't call at all. The relationship capital depletes quietly, and you rebuild it the only way you know how, which is slowly. Level 5. The managing director. MD base in New York, $400,000 to $500,000. In London, $250,000 to $320,000. In Dubai, $1,400,000 to $1,800,000 AED. Bonus can match or exceed base in a strong year. You are now a profit center. The bank measures you in revenue generated, not hours worked. The business card doesn't change your mornings. You are still at your desk by 7:15. The difference is the desk is quieter. No one tells you what to do anymore. Nobody checks your calendar. The structure you lived inside for a decade has dissolved, and what's left is you, a phone, and a list of CEOs who will take your call. The tool is pattern recognition. You've seen 200 deals. You know which ones die in due diligence, which ones die in boardrooms, and which ones die in the press on a Saturday morning before the ink is dry. You see the shape of trouble before it announces itself. The test is a deal that goes sideways in the press. A leak. You never find out who. And the target company's share price moves 9% before your client can respond. The deal is technically still alive, but the optics are ruinous. You spend 4 hours with the client's comms team and lawyers, and you build the response strategy before the market opens the next morning. The deal reprices. It still closes. The economics are worse. The relationship survives. That's the trade-off you choose, and you make it in under 6 hours. Marcus is a senior MD now, approaching the end. He calls you one evening, not about a deal, just to say the analysts you trained are the best cohort on the floor this year. That's the whole call. The hidden cost is that you are the rainmaker now, and when it doesn't rain, the floor notices. Your revenue number is visible to 40 people. In a down year, you feel it like a physical thing, a low-pressure system that sits over your desk and doesn't lift until the next deal closes. Level 6. The group head. Total compensation here doesn't follow a formula. It follows the P&L. Group heads at bulge bracket banks in New York clear $2 million to $5 million in strong years. In London, $1.2 million to $3 million. In Dubai, select regional heads at international banks report packages exceeding 5,000 AED. These numbers are real. They are also the ones that come with the most strings. You run a division now, hundreds of people. You haven't touched a model in 4 years. The skill is allocation, of capital, of talent, of attention. You decide which businesses the bank bets on and which ones it starves. The decisions you make on a Tuesday become the careers other people have or don't have by Thursday. The tool is judgment under ambiguity. There is no model that tells you whether to expand into a new geography when the macro is uncertain and the team you'd need is already under-resourced. You decide. The data informs. You decide. The test is a year when your division's revenue drops 22% because of a rate environment nobody predicted and a competitor who moved faster into the segment you'd been building toward for 18 months. The board wants explanations. You have them. Good ones. True ones. You stand in front of 12 board members and you explain what happened, what the division learned, and what the plan is. You don't deflect. You don't catastrophize. You present the recovery path with the same cadence you once used to keep a CFO on the phone at 11 p.m. You've been practicing this sentence your whole career without knowing it. Marcus retired last spring. His leaving party was on the 38th floor. He found you near the window and said, "You were worth the trouble." Then he got his coat. The hidden cost is the one you've been carrying since level 1 and never named. You are very good at something that is invisible to most of the people you love. The work cannot be explained at a dinner table. It cannot be made into a story with a hero. It is a series of decisions made in rooms that have no windows, and the only people who understand the weight of them are the ones in the rooms, and half of them are your competitors. Level 7. The C-suite. The CFO of a mid-cap bank in the U.S. Base $700,000 to $1.2 million. In the UK, $500,000 to $800,000. In the Gulf, regional bank CFOs command packages from $3,000 to $6,000 AED plus long-term incentives tied to share performance. The CEO of a major investment bank clears $20 million to $30 million in total compensation in peak years. Most people don't make it here from banking. Some move to private equity, some move to family offices, some leave at 44 with enough to never work again and spend 3 years discovering that was not, in fact, the goal. You stayed. The tool at this level is narrative. The story you tell shareholders, regulators, employees, markets, and governments about what this institution is for. The model is long gone. The DCF that wrecked your second night as an analyst is now something junior analysts debate in the rooms below you. You set the direction, and the direction becomes the model. The test comes not from markets, but from a regulatory investigation into a transaction your division closed 6 years ago. 3 months of legal review. A congressional inquiry in the U.S. A parliamentary committee session in London. You sit in a hearing room and answer questions for 4 hours, and not once do you say anything that isn't true, and not once do you say anything you haven't already prepared with 6 lawyers. You walk out. No statement to the press. The institution holds. There is no mentor line at this level. Marcus is gone. The people who were senior to you are either retired or running things you'll never know about. The sentence that carries you through this level is one you said to a junior analyst in a midnight email 14 years ago. The model has to be right, not almost right. Right. You printed it once. It's in the top left drawer. The hidden cost is the last one, and the truest one. You became excellent. And excellence in this field is quiet and private and understood by almost no one who hasn't done it. And by the time you know you've done it, the people who mattered most to you along the way, the ones who didn't take the call, didn't understand why you missed the dinner, didn't get why you went back to the desk at midnight, have already arranged their lives around your absence. The desk they gave you on day one was between the printer and the fire exit. The fire exit alarm still goes off once a month. A 22-year-old is sitting at it right now in a white shirt that cost 3 months of savings, and the Excel model on their screen has a broken chart on slide 23, and someone senior is about to send them 2 words. Start over. The building has 42 floors, and it's already 5:47 a.m., and the coffee is cold, and the model is wrong, and this is exactly where it starts.